been working for a long time on the notion of relation and the participatory quest in the works of art, and it was happening for a long time under the radar, and now it seems more and more in the 21st century that artists are involved with connection, with relation, and that is what we are bringing to the fore. In fact, what we're doing is bringing all these practices together and show how there is a much more a notion of collectivity now than a focus on individuality.
The Biennale of Sydney covers over 4 different venues, and we've created a kind of what we would call an art walk, which begins at the Art Gallery of New South Wales, called the Infinite Planet, and really talks about the realities of our planet. So you start from this larger view from far away, and then as you go through the art walk and arrive on Cockatoo Island, you start to immerse yourself into the spaces, because the scale of the works are much larger than at the art galleries. So you start to become part of the work. You realize the immensity of the site, but also the artworks and how it's articulating the space. We have over 100 artists and over 200 works, and artists are coming from more than 40 countries around the world. We've gone out of our way to find artists in all the continents, and it really comes through in the art. And so you see a magnificent kind of flowering of points of view. And I think that's what really all our relations is about. It's about trying to cover the globe, not as an encyclopedic kind of exhibition, but rather it is about voices that come from everywhere. And I think that that's been the exciting thing about this exhibition.
What we're looking at here is called the Mending project, and it's an interactive installation that composed of threads and objects that people brought for the mender to mend. The seed of this project happened during 9/11 and World Trade Center when it came down. My partner lost 400 of his friends and colleagues. And for that whole week, what I could do was just taking things out from our drawers and start mending things. It took me about 9 years to realize I could do something, transform that kind of negative experience into something more positive and colorful. So with all my project, it deals with relationship with strangers and using this intimacy between strangers to create a network of friendship.
This work is called Knock on the Sky, Listen to the Sound. It's a participatory based work that functions across 3 sites. There's an opening on the 7th of August where the work hands over from being mine or the Biennale's to the audience, and that means that they can come into this site and take one of the wind chimes away and take it home and decorate it, and then take it back to a site on Cockatoo Island where the companion work for this one is. There's 5,000 metres of ribbon, so there's 1,000 5-metre drops, and at the bottom of every one there's a wind chime. So 1,000 wind chimes here, 1,000 wind chimes on the island, and another 250 chimes have gone out into schools. It's a fun work to engage with. It kind of turns the space into a large open instrument, so people can play it, as you can hear, or just enjoy walking through it and choosing your chime. I'd really like people to spend time in the work and really find the one that resonates with them to take away and spend some time with.
One of the artists we have in the exhibition on Cockatoo Island is Philip Beesley. And Philip is a cross-disciplinary artist, but primarily an architect. Philip, you know, when you look at his work, you think, where's the architecture in this? But really what he's doing and looking at is a kind of the future of how we relate with our environments. And I think that's how architects are really looking at it. Instead of just building buildings, it's how we relate and interrelate with our environments. So in his work, you'll be able to touch and to see and to smell, because there's bits of ginger and frankincense that are released into the air. But it's that kind of interactivity that allows visitors to come in contact with his work and be immersed into the environment of his work, which I think is really a lovely thing that really responds to the ideas in this exhibition, all our relations. It's a experiential kind of visit through all the 4 sites, and I think that's the thing that it'll be the takeaway. What is the audience going to do? Because as we know, the artists create the works, but without the reaction and response, it goes without saying that, you know, does it really matter? Audience does matter, and I think the artists are really challenging the audience to come in contact with the work, and so have created the works.
The artwork is only realized in the in-between space, between the artist and the audiences. That's where art is working, because the material on its own doesn't mean anything. It's only in the interpretation again and again, and then in the telling of stories to friends, that art is working in the larger context of society.